All right, we'll call the meeting to order. First thing, letter regarding foreclosure property, Glenda and Yale Cole for 464 Trail, lot 43. Yeah. You read that, Bill?
Oh, yeah.
Notice of intent to sell Bears of Royce C. Gupto, Senator Black Road, map 11, lot 5. This one.
This letter and the next one are in the format that's required by the state now. They've got much more involved in the sale of tax-acquired properties. We're required to use that format with those words in it. I think you could add a few here and there, but they've started, you can't make money on foreclosed property.
No.
At all.
And it's pretty hard to just hang on to it too.
Why is it hard to hang on to? Why is it hard to hang on to?
Because of the rules they put in place. You're going to sell it, quote, market value if you can. If you can't, then you can dispose of it elsewhere. But if you're just gonna keep it, I think you have to be able to justify what you're gonna use it for. You can't be just to park it there on the side.
Sure.
And then, I think there's a clause in there that says you have to notify the state, and then we'll see if they can find a way to put it into use.
Well,
Yeah.
I just wondered the one that's coming up that's half an acre or something.
Yeah.
You know, like, we have 2 acre zoning minimum, and here's a non-conforming lot, and we've run into this before with non-conforming lots, selling them and having them become a problem. And
Yeah.
and I just throw out questions about that.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I just question it.
But the statute says we gotta try to sell it, and, follows on from there. The process is that we sell it, subtract our expenses from the proceeds, if there are enough to do that, and then return the proceeds to whoever it used to belong to. If you can't sell it, you're supposed to sell it with a real estate agent. If you can't find a real estate agent to take it, to sell, then we can sell it, as we normally did, which is at an auction or something like that.
We can't normally just go to auction anymore?
No. You have to go to a real estate agent first, and if they'll take it, it has to be listed for a year. Waiting for somebody to make a bid. If after a year's time you can't get a bid, then we can go back to the standard process. And, like I said, this is all due to a Supreme Court decision up in Minnesota or someplace, where some lady got her condo taken from her by the town.
Oh, I totally agree with that decision. I mean, I think that's very fair, I'm just probing because I'm a little concerned about the non-conforming lot.
Yeah, well, it is non-conforming. If somebody buys it, that'll be under those conditions.
Well, you can build on a non-conforming lot if it's pre-existing to the ordinance.
I don't think this one, but
You don't think it is pre-existing to the ordinance?
I don't think so.
Then you can't build on it.
No,
It's worthless.
Even if it was,
Even with a foundation,
Excuse me?
even with a foundation,
Even if it has a foundation
Yeah.
there? Then, was the foundation pre-existing to 1972? That's your question.
yeah, I would assume that it would be,
but.
You know, if it was, then it's the lot, not the foundation that matters. Was the lot formed?
Assume that it was grandfathered, it'd be worth some money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody
Absolutely.
might pay some money for it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't get it to us, but it would go to whoever the
Worth-
years were.
Worth $80,000, apparently, in today's market.
But that's just the rules.
Yeah, no,
We gotta work with, so.
No, I understand, I'm just asking because,
Yeah.
you know, that's my job on the planning board. To wonder about planning.
So if one of the abutters wanted to buy it,
I was thinking in the butter might want to buy it.
make their lot, their house a lot bigger,
Sure.
one hopes. Accessory dwelling law now, they could buy it and then plan it.
There's a lot of work that goes into this, so I don't like it. 'Cause
And it takes town money in order to process it, and
Yeah.
we're not getting anything out of that.
Right.
Not only that, it's just an administrative headache.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
you can recoup your fees that you put into it.
Yeah, but.
I'm sure you have.
Right.
You're supposed to keep track of all your expenses
Oh, yeah.
and, subtract those from any returns that you get, but.
I'm sure you have to document every step you
Oh,
do.
sure.
Yeah.
Are back taxes considered,
Pardon?
are back taxes considered that?
Yeah, we will recoup the back taxes and interest and
Any other-
cost of filing, you know.
Real estate agent fees.
Right,
well,
yeah.
anything.
All right, next one is notice of intent to sell heirs of Dennis Sanborn, 22 Lewis Road. He's had him in here before, and working with him. And another to Ospey Valley Agricultural Society regarding request for funds. And they've asked for some money, $2,500, and just let them know what the procedure is to put it in the articles. Kind of laughing at Boston and then, where got so much snow down there.
Oh, I know. I don't feel the least bit bad.
I got this morning, damn, I don't have to plow the driveway. That's all.
Yeah, I'm glad they were wrong in this area, for sure.
Yeah.
So to show you though how hard it is to forecast the weather.
Of course.
Yeah, yeah, that one little, shift made a difference.
You can project with certainty the inner circle, but when it gets to the,
Yeah.
where it ends, it's hard to.
Reminder, planning board meeting this Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Town office will be open Saturday, 8 to 12. Joe, got it?
Nope.
Kathy?
Is historical meeting tomorrow? Yes, 7 p.m. Are the brick rooms open?
Saturday, yeah.
Okay, so need to be reminded, because otherwise people forget about these things.
Yeah.
I had a question about the, Oxby Valley. Did they tell you what they're using the money for, what sort of project, or what their financial status is that they request so much money?
They did, but honestly, I forgot, because honestly, I didn't care.
Well, yeah, it's a big chunk of change.
Yeah, it
you
was,
know,
yeah,
and
that's why.
if they're asking all the towns, that's even more. So that's kind of concerning, because they charge a fair amount for admission. They have the rental space over there, they got events all over the place.
Yeah, Mary painted us a picture too, I don't know if he was here at a meeting, but.
I did, yeah. Well, I just, no, I didn't paint, literally paint it, 'cause I know I don't paint, 'cause that's all he means. I just meant that the garden club, they asked, well, they put it out, they needed to have all the gardens done. So they put it out, well, you get your first prize, you get a blue ribbon, like if you win this prize, well, everybody jumped and you did all the gardens for them, made them beautiful and everything. The prize, everybody got a prize. It ended up costing them probably maybe $150, couple $100, and they got probably $10,000 worth of gardening.
Wow.
Because everybody, we as a garden club, we donated all kinds of plants, we donated worms, we put in, compost, fertilizer, and everything. And I think that we're the only ones that have kept it up. It's ours is the gardens around the gazebo, and the others, I think they've all just let them go. But yeah, no, they're smart. Those people are very smart. It was a smart thing to do. Very smart.
We'll have to wait for their presentation, unless Jimmy get it ready.
I got it, yeah, there are a lot of, enhancements to the village interactive areas, additional family-friendly programming and demonstrations, improvements to the village grounds and structures, safety and accessibility upgrades to ensure all fairgoers can participate. That's what where the money's going. Now, we're not the only ones that have to.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, everybody.
That's what the real money is going to go for.
Eventually, we told them they have to get a petition
Yeah.
to be put on the.
Okay, fair enough.
We have
That sounds good.
a policy about that.
Okay, cool.
Henry Black told me, so this is years ago, that the Freiburg Fair subsidized all the fairs in the state.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No kidding.
Because they make so much money.
Wow.
So they just put that in the background to that letter, that's all.
Yeah.
Do you think they still do, Joe?
Yeah, I don't see that they're making any less money.
No,
They're
I don't
charging
either.
you less money.
No, I agree with that, but I just wondered if they still continue to do that, that's all.
I suspect so.
Wow, and all the fairs that goes around in the summertime every year.
This is Scout Fair. I mean, Scout Egan Fair might be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but,
Yeah, that's,
you know.
pretty good one too. Huh. Anything else? Okay. Mary?
Not right at the moment, thank you.
Okay. Chad?
No.
Bruce?
Yeah, I do have something.
Yeah.
I know you got the generator now.
Yeah.
And I was wondering about, this should be made in some kind of a warming center if needed. Let's hope we don't have to have it, but should have somebody organize some of this stuff, and I'm not saying it should be NDU free.
Yeah.
I think you should be overseeing it,
Right.
and I'm not volunteering either.
That's what my question was, are you interested?
Well, I've talked to him in the past, and I know if you work with the EMA in South Wyndham,
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if Margaret is still there. She was when I got out of the fire department. But they had a lot of ideas of cots that they could bring temporary. Or if you need portable toilets and stuff like that, they're bringing temporary.
Yeah.
Whether that's going on or not, I do not know. But it's a shame we've got that part to go, and
Yeah.
pretty much ready to go. But I'm just wondering if you could palm it off on, a church or
Yeah.
someone else. And I know that you probably don't like me saying that, but I mean, it should be somebody other than the three of you. We've got enough to do.
Yeah.
And if there's something going down, you're not gonna be worried about this building, you're gonna be worried about outside what's going on.
Yeah. No, I was thinking the same thing, Bruce. I was even told, ladies of the auxiliary that maybe get blankets aside, just in case we did do something like that, that we would need stuff like that.
But everything needs to be planned ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And then you gotta be able, when it happens, you're going to get hours to
Right,
plan it.
right.
Which takes quite a lot of work in itself. And
Yeah.
that's why it all needs to be pre-planned ahead of time.
Yeah.
And that's why some group would grab hold of it and go with it. I think it'd help. But-
Yeah, yeah. A couple of groups.
Yeah, Joe's volunteering.
No, well, my son is, I think he's certified to run a shelter.
Oh, really?
Yes. Don't tell him I said.
Hey, you have it.
But, and he's connected with that structure throughout the state through the, what is it, CAP, Civil Air Patrol.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not gonna talk to him for you now.
Okay.
Someone mentioned that we would be required to have showers.
Well,
so.
okay, there again, I remember talking to her about that.
Mhm.
They can bring in portable showers. Now, it's probably not gonna work in the wintertime, because I think these portable ones are outside.
They wouldn't stall around.
They do have some pretty nice portable porta potties.
I
Yeah.
think you need to
Yeah.
be working with EMA and other people, and you may even have to get, some of the representatives and stuff involved to get you the money and funds that you need to do if you couldn't do it easily or cheaply.
Yeah.
But I just think we shouldn't be sitting and waiting until, well, we should have done that. Maybe it's time to plan it out.
Yeah.
That's my thought right now, is plan it, do it somewhat right. I mean, you don't need a Taj Mahal type deal.
Right.
But you need something that people will be comfortable, so when they do come, they feel comfortable.
Right. Yeah. I was even thinking like making this room, during that time for the elderly, because it's quiet, it's gonna be, something like that, so, yeah.
We just take the hearing aids out and go right there.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. So EMA, get started with them, come with our EMA, maybe.
I think you gotta have a group here that's willing to do it, then talk, have them talk with the EMA.
Yeah.
Unless you guys wanna do it, but I just think that might be a bad thing, because I know when there's something goes wrong, you're not gonna be able to run this or put it together.
Right.
Well, you've got to have people that are here for the times that it's open too, so it's a commitment, you just can't say, okay, we're open, go enjoy your coffee and donuts with your blanket,
Right.
you
You're on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
If Margaret is still there, I think she would help you tremendously about trying to pull that stuff together.
Okay.
And I'm not even sure she's there, because I have nothing to do with it.
Okay. All right, I'll get in touch with them.
But she might be able to also tell you how to set up a group to take in,
Yeah.
run it.
Right. I was thinking maybe different organizations that could chip in and between the church and the auxiliary and stuff like that could chip in and run it all at once, all together. Yep. Anything else, Bruce? No. Anything else?
No.
Yeah. Robin?
Yes, the CMP person point of contact there that reached out,
Yeah.
and I sent her the email. Is that sufficient, or do you feel like she needs to come in? No.
She can come in if she wants. I didn't see that there was a big impact.
No.
And actually, the map with Sebago.
Primarily a little bit over there near.
Well, we got something in the mail today, describes, as far as Baldwin's concerned, it's just over on Route 11,
Yeah.
going into Sebago. So, and it's just, replacing poles and wires, install smart devices, and trimming trees.
Yeah, so I thought that just having that information, they're gonna be sending, that very same information to all the abutters that would be involved.
Yeah.
So, you know, unless we found it to be problematic, but I didn't think that would be the case. I didn't think it really warranted her coming in for a meeting, but I wanted to run it by you.
That's why my sister's name's on it. Her name's on the deed on the land over there. But,
So you got it in the mail at your house?
yeah, hopefully all the abutters.
Did you get one day on the mail?
I should check my mail more often. It's like 10 miles to the post office. They don't deliver my mail to my house because I'm out of the loop. So,
You got East Baldwin.
most of the time, either my wife picks it up. or
Really?
one of
It's
the
only
kids.
bills anyway, yeah.
Well, that's what it is, and I pay them online, so I don't really, nobody sends me checks, so, you know, I make sure I get them in person. But I'll have to check.
Yeah, I think this is just to be a buddy. If I was
She's got to do it real quick, but.
over forward to Sebago.
Bank, little piece of the bank, Baldwin.
Yeah.
Because there were, the map that they sent us had like Ward's Cove, it was all right around Sebago.
Other than the other side of Sebago, East Sebago.
Very tail end of Sebago Road that comes
Yeah.
along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this would affect me at all.
Look at the map there.
Yeah. Just right there.
Aren't you right there in the end? Maybe.
Yeah, like from Carbonell Road.
No, I'm up off the metros.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up there.
So it's like,
Yeah.
just beyond the Carbonell Road with.
I fight that one, because I don't want no bulls coming through the metro.
No.
I want it to stop right there. Yeah, no, that doesn't affect
No.
any of my property.
Then it goes down 114. Stay away.
Nothing.
No. You know, you have it?
Just a quick question, I missed the grant writing Zoom, is that beneficial? Yeah, I was like,
It's a
Very scary.
It is, there's a lot.
Lot
You
of
know,
work.
yeah, it was really, it was very intimidating, you know, that you're gonna have all these people that do certain things at certain times, and if you don't do exactly like they say, sometimes they'll take your money back.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just, we're talking millions of dollars here,
Mhm.
it's not like, I wrote grants all the time when I was in teaching school, and I got, I think the most I ever got was a couple grand, but, I mean, that's chicken feed. And nobody ever said to me I had to pay it back.
Mhm.
And they never checked up on me, they assumed I would spend it away. I said I would spend it, and I did. But, I mean, this is high tech.
They want every cent accounted for and according to how they want it
Pretty much,
spent.
yeah,
And
pretty
you
much.
you have to come up with the money, the full amount at
Yeah.
first.
And it's, yeah. 'cause
Yeah.
it's-
They reimburse you.
Then reimburse. it.
Yeah.
If you get the grant.
If you don't get it, you gotta pay for whatever it is, you gotta
Yeah.
cough up that money.
That's,
Yeah, if
doesn't
you
make
do
it
it-
enticing for a lot of people,
No.
does it?
No.
They want to see that the project is fully funded either through
Yeah, a
bonds
bond.
or appropriation, that you're willing to, and that they're just helping you, they're assisting you along that way. And you have to have a match, kind of like with the River Road project,
Mhm.
you have to be prepared and then they'll reimburse. But with the River Road project, the engineering firm took care of all of the deadlines and the requirements, so all of those were met. If you miss a deadline, or reporting, then, like Mary said, then they can request the funds back. Their goal is that they wanna make sure that the project is gonna be fruitful and go on, that they're not just throwing money at you for the short term. They wanna see the longevity of it, you know, that it's gonna be a success, which makes sense. But, this person that, gave the webinar, that's what she does for a living, is writes grants, and she teaches grant writing at, one of the colleges. And she has access, because there's, as we know, there's many different types of grants, whether it be federal grants or, you know, private organizations or whatnot. But, one of the things that I learned that I wasn't familiar with, was that some grants are by, invitation only. You have to be invited to apply. You have to have a prior relationship with them, and that was something else that was encouraged too, is whenever you apply for a grant, you should have a pre-existing relationship, or at least make sure they don't want their time wasted, and they don't want you to waste your time, because many hours go into the grant writing process. The application process takes hours and hours. So, they wanna make sure that it's a match, that, you know, that it's a working relationship that's gonna be, equitable and a good match. But, so you can't just say, well, she used the expression throwing spaghetti at the wall, you know, to see if it would fly. Well, if, you know, maybe this playground project or whatever, you know, they might approve it, or they might say that, you know, that's something that they're willing to fund. There's no might, maybes. You have to know before you even go into it that you're good, that you're compatible. And, basically the writing part was the easy part, because, of the application, because they want you to keep it short and sweet, no flowery language. They just want to be able to go through, they're reviewing hundreds of them, you know, so, but it's the pre-application process, having all of your ducks in a row. They want tons and tons of studies done, estimates, you know, all kinds of data. It's not just enough to say that River Hope Road is full of potholes and we need it fixed, because, you know, they want to see that you did replace so-and-so's front end, and that there were 36 or, you know, 100 rescue calls for that stretch of road that were challenged, and you know, EMS was challenging it. They want to see studies and data. And
justify the need.
Yes, and if you have estimates, then it has to be current, you know, like recent. It can't be old data. So there's just a lot. I mean, it was very informative. My takeaway is that, you know, if it was a smallish grant, then we could probably do it ourselves. But if you're looking at, you know, for a couple of million or more for like a fire department or a municipal center combination, then you need somebody that's going to be right on top of that.
Know what they're doing, 100%,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's a lot of follow-up. And then the other thing, from the record-keeping perspective, because you have to, of course, do all the, just like we did with the ARPA funds, you have to do your reporting in a timely manner. Otherwise, they could request the funds back too. But they really encourage you to apply for multiple grants, not just one for a given project. And so, but from a reporting standpoint, in your accounting system, it all has to be separate. So you can't just put it under the heading of, you know, fire department / municipal center and have, you know, the grant money in there that you're pulling from. You have to have, each grant has to have its own account, so that when they say, you know, tomorrow I want to see what you've been doing, you know, so far, then you have to be able to go to that account. So from a treasurer standpoint for Debbie too, it would be a bit more challenging that way, but it's involved. I mean, it can be done, but you need a few people working on it and being able to meet all those deadlines. And yeah, that's why grant writing now is a profession.
It sounds almost like a
well, what was
science,
interesting, that I learned too, was that she has, as a grant writer, she has a database that she works with. She, you know, access to bazillion grants that, you know, we might fish around for, or try to, you know, Google and say, okay, what grants are out there, whether it be federal, state, you know, private, but she has a whole database to pull from.
Type in some keywords, you know, bring her up all kinds of different options, yeah.
You know, you get a good grant for the engineering part of it, or to get a grant for the, you know, contractor, and so, yeah, the different groups of grants and.
It's gonna cost as much money to do the grant as it would to just cough up the money to build the project.
Right.
I mean, you know, it just seemed
Way
like it
less
was pretty
frustrating,
intense.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Maybe not guaranteed, you know, you got
Right.
to get it.
Just gotta talk the ball into a $3 million bond, right?
Yeah.
You think that's all it's gonna cost? Really?
Yeah.
Up the fire station?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it'd be more than that.
I think it would. I think it'd be
If we
closer
try
to
to
10.
tie a community.
Depends on the size that you want,
Yeah.
and what you want, if you wanna make it into one municipal building, and, yeah, it would be a lot more than that. Yeah.
But you also have, there's different rules and regulations that you have to, like, say you're gonna build a fire department, you have different rules and regulations that you have to follow too. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna throw up this building and this is what it's gonna be, our fire department. That was back in the fifties, sixties. Now it's like, you have to follow what state
Right.
and federal.
And that's what adds to the humongous expense.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I mean, it was good information to have.
Yeah, it was, it was
good,
good.
yeah.
I enjoyed sitting in on it.
Yeah.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All right. Thank you. I see you looking at your watch.